Okay, viewers, we are back with yet another episode with our revered father. Uh, Sir, we would like to know uh, how, from your educational career in the childhood, you switched to the banking sector, and how did you manage this change? Because I believe you were a science student with mathematics, and you picked up a career in finance and economics. So how did you cope up, and how was this transition?
First of all, uh, in those days, the one had very limited choice for everything, and then second is that I was throughout a student of physics, chemistry, and mathematics. But I did graduation in mathematics only, and earlier I had physics and chemistry. Which only now, when I look back, which only gave me an authority or capability of analyzing everything. Mathematics also means that if you are right, you are getting a 9 out of 10 out of 10. If you are wrong, then there is 0 out of 10. So then there was no question of choice. After graduation, I was on the lookout for good old days. I was lookout for a job, and my parents, my grandparents, who had brought me up, they wanted me to get a job and get married immediately. So uh, getting a job was not very difficult for me because I had uh, obtained a first class in those days. First class was all not very easy, and 1959 I got a first class in graduation, and I got a number of prizes in chemistry in my FSC. But the moment I used to go for interview, I was selected. So I went on resigning because I never liked the jobs I was getting. And suddenly, then uh, I was always looking at the newspaper and found out that there is a job vacancy in LIC. In those days, there were no competitive tests, and then when I applied immediately, I was selected. After the interview, said they collect the appointment letter. It was perhaps in 1959 only, and I joined LIC in May 59. I did my BA graduation, and November 59 I joined the LIC. So from November 59 to uh, April 62, I continued with the LIC, and which where again every time I was allotted accounts. So some of accounts fell into my lot, and since I was good at mathematics, there was not a problem for me. So wherever I went to the immediate, which was your last department, accounts, then the moment immediate I'll say accounts, I was given accounts. Amritsar, the last posting at in LIC was at Amritsar, and there, uh, as I said earlier, episode one of the episode, that at that time in 1959, uh, 55, State Bank of India was incorporated under State Bank of India Act 1955, and Imperial Bank became State Bank of India. And State Bank of India Subsidiary Banks Act was passed in 1959 because they wanted to take over, expand after taking over from Imperial Bank, State Bank of India. They wanted to expand their business, and they got mm, they had to sort of uh, expand their business, and for expanding business and controlling business, they needed officers. And I was lucky that I found the job, or I applied for the first batch of probationers, and I got selected in the first batch of probation in 1962. 1959, the act was passed. 60, the merger took place. Subsidy banks and subsidy banks were formed in 1960, And 1961 they advertised for the officers, and 62 I got selected. So 1962, uh, again I would say that it was not uh, my choice. It was virtually, to be honest, I needed employment, and I was not satisfied with the LSE job because of the position. I was given only a sort of head clerk's job. Uh, then few of my colleagues, they were also highly qualified. We took a decision that we will leave the job. LSE, of course, will first fight, write all the competitive tests, and then this competitive test for probation officers was held, and we got selected. That's all. Thereafter, God helped me. Let us say, in 1960, I actually in 1960 I got a job. 1959 got a job with the LIC. 1960 I was married, and I would give all the credit to uh, the lady whom I married, that she turned everything in my favor. And let us say, maybe the will of God, she deserved all those things, and I was only taking part in her good luck. And I went on getting the 62, I got the job officer, provision of the job, and in scale 1. And then, of course, I have 5 daughters, one after the other. Every time a daughter was born, I got a promotion and promotion and promotion. And joining in scale 1 in 62, in 2000, 1984, I became scale 7 general manager. And thereafter, I went to various banks, to State Bank Mysore, State Bank Bikaner, Jaipur, and again came back to State Bank of Patala, again went to State Bank of Hyderabad. This went on. Uh, I never gave up, number one. Number two, it was always never a problem. What should we do? How you will do? Then whosoever used to ask me question, yeah, we have to strive for learning. And uh, of course, this when in my earliest episode I said the Banker Committee of Economists have, so you apply your mind to everything. Then if you are involved, then you will find a solution. So if you will say I am not concerned, I don't care, then no solution can be found. So after involving everybody, whether I am not, I cannot equate myself with those persons, but everybody who got the sort of whether it's Einstein, whether it's Newton, which book they read, they know. But because I was in my sphere of economics and banking, I went on laying hands on the best books available in those days in those subjects, and these helped me, of course. Not that every time I wanted a solution. Once in a while, I refer to them. During the day, I have seen this thing. What is the alternative? And that used to work, and that went on working. That's all. But
So, being a science graduate, then spending almost about 40 years in banks, uh, how did you pick up your hold on the subject like economics?
well, economics was never my first love, and during my college days, I never took this subject or school days also. But what happens, as I said earlier, for learning and any subject you have to exert, apply your mind. And uh, in bank itself, I was, as I said earlier, perhaps no, but then one of the meetings of Indian Bank Association I was attending, and there was some discussion going on, and I gave one statement, sort of answer to a query. So immediately, the chairman of the IBA immediately said that put him on the beacon, that is Banker Economics Committee. And it so happened. But I will not say I didn't like it, but it was virtually not my choice also. It was thrust on me. And well, then I had to learn. Learn means, again, for learning anything, whether you have got the books or not, college background or not, even college you must have interest. And you went on creating interest and then looking for the papers. Luckily, bank also involves a lot of economics, and economics activities, as I said in one of the earlier episodes, economic activities means mm, optimum utilization of the available restricted resources. And available resources are always limited, in whether it be bank, whether the staff is a resource. uh, in any For any economic activity, the basic principle is, for any economic activity, the basic requirements are land, labor, and capital, which normally people stop at that. And I had in my, whether you can say I applied my mind or whether it was stretch of my imagination, but if everything is available, you need time for everything. And time management, therefore the management of everything is necessary. Management of capital, management of labor, management of capital, and of course the assets, land means asset. So it was necessary. And it, let us say, uh, as I said earlier, uh, it was luck of my wife that I went on getting the benefits, and I went on succeeded, no problem. Whatever I touch, it happens.
You see, having had a action-packed career in banking, uh, so what advice you would like to give to the young professionals who are presently managing the banking sector?
Well, giving advice is not my sort of job,
Or
but
rather, I can say tips, any tips.
tips means that you take balanced, impartial decision, which should not be against the objective of the decision you are taking. The objective, for whatever the objective the decision is being taken, that objective should be attainable by taking that. So in the now also, banking basic thing is, of course, economic activity. Earlier I said you need uh, competition and product and sort of market, uh, say quality and pricing, whatever. It's a long range. But basically, we have to see that we are able to compete in the market, number one, without adopting unethical means. Number two, we do not indulge into uh, malpractices, which are getting obligation and being obliged for taking a decision, because we are handling finance of the depositor, which is not my own money. And then, uh, as I said, okay, while handling their money, we have to make profit, and we have to pay salaries, we have to pay rent, we have to pay traveling allowance, etc. Everything. So you balance approach or tips are that take a decision in a balanced way, that it does not go against your organization, and it doesn't go against your uh, balance. It doesn't go against your uh, uh, objective, see what you want to achieve. The other thing that will next time uh, we'll talk further next time. Thanks very much for the opportunity. We'll see you again.